right, today the question that you're going to be answering is, what is 35% of 120? The question's a little bit different than yesterday. Yesterday the question was, what percent of a number is another number? Today's question is, what is 35% of 120? So we're going back to the template that we talked about yesterday, where you write a proportion to solve this question or this problem. So your template looks like fraction bar, equal sign, fraction bar. And what goes down here in the bottom right every time? 100. And the template is over of equals percent over 100. All the problems that you're going to solve this week, this is the template that you're going to use. So based on the question that they're asking, remember yesterday we said that in the template, I don't understand.
Oh, he's talking about the date. You put 2017 after.
Oh my goodness, thank you so much. Gracias. Back to this template that you're going to use to answer this question. Yesterday we said that you've always got to be given two pieces of the information. Yesterday you were given the is and the of. Today you're given the percent and the of. So look, in the is position, the upper left, goes your variable. Call it x. The of, in this case, is 120. If you read the question, what is 35% of 120? So the percent is 35. And then hopefully you remember how to solve this proportion from yesterday. But I saw some of your papers, like Thomas, you guys are skipping, you skip steps. You can't skip steps. Okay? You can't skip a step. This right here is step number 1. You write the proportion. Step number 2 is to crisscross multiply. So multiply your variable first. So you're multiplying these two. And you've got 100 times x. And it's going to be equal to, then you're crisscrossing the other direction. And you've got 120 times 35. If you don't want to write this out, 100 times x equals 120 times 35, you at least have to write out 100x is equal to 120 times 35, which is 4,200. You have to at least write this out. You got to write the proportion. You got to write this step. And then just like yesterday, you're going to divide both sides by 100. And divide by 100. So the 4,200, everybody should have a calculator out. You should be doing this with me. Okay? You got 4,200 sitting in your calculator. You push divided by 100.
42.
Very good. So your x is equal to 42. So the question, what is 35% of 120? Well, 42 is. 42 is 35% of 120. Questions? Try another one. what is 17% of 51? You draw your template. In the bottom right goes 100. What is? The is what you're trying to find. So your variable goes there. What is 17% of 51? Your of in this case is your 51. The percent is 17. So you're going to crisscross multiply. So 100 times x. What's 100 times x equal to? 100x. Good. And that equals 51 times 17. Do it in your calculator.
850.
51 times 17 is 850. Thank you. That has to be on your paper. And then you're going to divide both sides by 100. And x is equal to 8.5.
It's pretty much the same thing.
Say again?
It's pretty much the same thing.
It's exactly the same as yesterday once you have your template filled in. Remember yesterday the x was on the bottom?
Yeah.
Or yesterday, I take that back. Yesterday the x was the percent. The key is knowing where to put the two of the three pieces of information that you get. Yes, sir.
Different answer.
You got 850 divided by 100.
No, when I put 51 times 17, it gave me 867.
Anybody else get that? 51 times 17 equals 867. Come on, man. Type it again. 51 times 17. 867. So this changes to an 867, doesn't it? Come on, Matt. So what does that change the answer to?
8.67.
That a boy. 8.67. Thank you. See why it's important for all of you guys to do the calculator work with me? In that case, I didn't even do it. So, do you notice the difference between today's question? So let's write this here. Today. Today we're doing what is 25% of 70. And look, Monday, yesterday, we did what percent of 75 is 15? Do you see the difference in the two questions? Okay? Today's proportion, what is? The x goes here, the 70 goes in the of position, and the percent is 25. Yesterday's question, you still have your same template. It's a proportion. But yesterday, the is was right here. It was 15. In this case, the of is 75. What percent? The percent is what you were trying to find yesterday. The key for you to be successful on your quiz Friday is to see the difference between today's problem and yesterday's problem, and where the variable goes and where the given information goes in the proportion. Because tomorrow you're going to be solving for the of, and you have to be able to differentiate between the three proportions. Does anybody have any questions on either of these types of problems? All right, your assignment for today is actually, before we move on, one more example to cover. Write this down. A jacket normally costs $89. A jacket normally costs $89 and goes on sale for 25% off. What is the sale price? Jacket normally costs $89 and goes on sale for 25% off. What is the sale price? So, our normal price, isn't the normal price of something 100% of the price? Normal price. You go into the store, it's got a price tag on it. Whatever the price tag is, that's the normal price. That's 100% of the price. If something goes on sale, are they adding to or subtracting from the price? They're subtracting. So this thing's going on sale for 25% off. So how much are we subtracting from the regular price? Look, so we got to subtract 25%. So what is our sale price going to be as a percentage? What's 100% minus 25%? 75%. So what is the sale price? Isn't that just like saying, what is 75% of what? 89, which is the normal price. That's the question. This is the question that we covered today. This is the question that they're actually asking you in this word problem, and you have to be able to pull that out of there. Anybody confused? So your proportion would be, your is what you're trying to find. Your of is $89. It's equal to percent, which is 75, over 100. There's your setup, and you crisscross multiply. So 100x equals 89 times 75. 6675. And then if you divide both sides by 100, then X, or the sale price, is going to be equal to $66.75. Anybody confused on how to set that problem up? Sale. If something goes on sale for 25% off, you have to subtract that from 100%. So you'd only be finding 75% of the original cost. Okay? Second type of word problem you're going to see today will look like, oh, they say hair care, a beauty salon, a barber shop. A barber shop buys gel for $3.50 per bottle. And marks it up 40%. They mark it up 40%. What is the price of the gel? Barbershop buys gel for $3.50 per bottle and marks it up 40%. What is the price of the gel? So if your normal price, same concept as the last problem. Your normal price is at 100%, isn't it? But you got to mark it up 40%. So what do you do to this 100? Very good. So your markup, that's your profit when you own the shop. That's how you make money. You buy something for $3.50, you mark it up, and you sell it. And the difference that you sell it for is your gross profit. So you're going to mark it up 40%, so you're going to add 40%. So when we're dealing with the price, what are we looking for? What's 100 plus 40? So isn't the real question here, what is 140% of 350? That's the question you have to answer. You just have to pull the information out of the problem. So here's your template. The is what we're trying to find. The of is 350 or 3.5. The percent is 140 and it goes over 100. So crisscross multiply 100x. 3.5 times 40. 140. And then divide both sides by 100. What's going on here? Something's not right. It's what?
When you multiply,
3.5 times 40 is not 140, is it?
no, it's 490.
490. And that gets divided by 100. 4.9. Yeah, if you're buying it for $3.50 and selling it for $1.40, you're going out of business real quick, aren't you? So 4.9. So what is the price of the gel? $4.90. Anybody got any questions? All right, hopefully you've still got that handout from yesterday, that page 441 handout. We got to use it today and tomorrow. So on page 441, problems 3, and then 15 through 22. On a separate sheet of paper, and make sure you show all your work for each problem. Save your notes. Keep your notes in your notebook.